folks, we're talking about the billionaire space race. You remember when it was cool to just get rich, buy fancy cars, and show off your yachts and your million-dollar homes? Well, not anymore, folks. Today, if you're a billionaire, the only cool thing to do is be the first one exploring space on any frontier humanly possible, which we're going to go over the competitors that many of you have been requesting, including Virgin Galactic. We're going to be getting into Blue Origin, SpaceX. We're going to be talking about Momentus, my favorite, SRAC, the SPAC, and along with Rocket Labs, guys. Lots to go over today. I haven't updated the space industry in a while, so in the clarity of my transparency, consider hitting that like button, and let's get out of this world by first of all talking about Virgin Galactic, which is more volatile than Bitcoin. I mean, let's be surreal here, guys. I mean, this stock went from February, the beginning of February, it dropped 73%, only to run up to a peak with it literally in the last month and a half, gaining 260%, which has pulled back slightly, but still wicked gains from anybody that bought those dips there, folks. Now, the reason this is because obviously Virgin Galactic is basically the first space tourism company to get some of this business finally getting into gear here, folks. And if there's nothing that, equates to the billionaire lifestyle, well, we're sending rockets into space at the top of Virgin Galactic. Here's me, Richard Branson. There it goes. I did that. That's right. Look at that. I did this. This is what Richard Branson did. Nothing like, let's watch it take off. No. Look at me. I did this. This is the new billionaire space race, folks. And if we go on their website just to see the most recent news filings, Virgin Galactic announces new contract for human tent research spaceflight, along with they completed the first human spaceflight from a spaceport in America and New Mexico. So that's Virgin Galactic right now, guys. And it's even funnier because there's a lot of chitter chatter about them competing with obviously Blue Origin here and Jeff Bezos, because in Blue Origin's most recent filings, the very first seat on New Shepard sells for $28 million. And I think that one's coming up in July here for the launch, whereas Blue Origin announces that Jeff Bezos and his brother Mark will join the auction winner on the New Shepard's first human flight on July 20th. Like I said, guys, billionaires are into rockets. If you ain't flying around on a rocket, you ain't a cool billionaire, I'm telling you. But take a listen at this hilarious interview that questions this competitiveness between Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson. Enjoy.
Here, just one question. Are you trying to beat Jeff Bezos into space?
Jeff who?
Jeff Bezos. You've got till July 20th, I think.
Because Virgin Galactic's a public company, I am not allowed to talk about that. And so today I'm only allowed to talk about Virgin Orbit, but I'm sure that at some stage I will come and talk to you about our other spaceship company. But I'm talking about the sister company today, Virgin.
Well, I mean, I realize that there's limitations. This is Morgan again. I realize there's limitations on that, but the world does want to know, yes or no, are you going to space this weekend?
When the engineers tell me I can go to space, I'll be going to space.
Okay.
Putting that aside, I'm surprised he wouldn't comment on it. He's not as fun as Elon Musk, who is questioning and making fun of basically the regulatory issues surrounding spaceflight, because Elon Musk calls rocket launch regulators broken after aircraft delays SpaceX launch. Quoted saying, "There is simply no way that humanity can become a space-bearing civilization without major regulatory reform. The current regulatory system is broken." And this is kind of funny because basically an aircraft came into their flight zone and they had to delay a flight by a day. And sure enough, one delay of a rocket launch leads Elon to basically being like, you regulators, I hate all of you. The FCC, the flight regulator, I own all of it. I'm the one taking us to Mars. I mean, it's kind of funny because it's literally a one-day delay. I wouldn't think it to be that severe, but who knows? Maybe there's more going on under the covers he ain't talking about here, folks. But more impressively than not, Starlinks have been exploding lately. Over 1,500 in space. That was recorded by May 4th, 2021. We are now months ahead, and they have launched a lot more. I think they just did a flight literally the other day with 80 Starlinks on board to keep that system up and running to continue the business model to Mars. And we can actually see that right here, guys, as they keep showing the launches on the SpaceX Twitter, which is really cool to follow because at least it's really in depth about where they're at. I really want to go watch one of these launches sooner or later. I think I'm just going to book a flight, go down and see one of these Starlink ships take off. But putting that out of the way, let's talk about Stable. This is one that I said was going to be my next 10x bagger here, guys. This is one that I said was my next 10x bagger. Why? Well, Stable Roadhouse acquisition, guys, Momentus is basically going to be building out last delivery for satellites, and it's doing it in a way that has lowered the cost by 90%. I think it's very well poised. The team is incredible. I think Chris Hadfield is part of the board. A lot of people in the space industry highly connected with a lot of the companies. However, there's a little bit of a hiccup, obviously, in the past with the Russian that was running the company, CEO that was basically seeking asylum from Russia, led to a lot of controversies, but finally the stock is trading up because they are getting through this mess with an approximately 18-month push out of Momentus long-term financial outlook. So this literally put them over a year behind. A complete divestment of the Momentus shares held by the co-founder and their related entities because they thought there was some kind of issues that would happen with a Russian, guy that has ties to Russia, involved in all the intricates of U.S. space travel and infrastructure. So anyways, this has been a huge disaster, but they finally pushed past it, guys, and it looks like we're going to be seeing some blue skies. You just got to be real patient with any of these space companies because, in my opinion, they're largely all overvalued. However, if you look at the pure space plays, how many are there? I mean, really think about it. There's like none. It's literally Virgin Galactic, SRAC, and now we got Rocket Labs. I really think there's only like maybe 3 or 4 pure play space stocks. And talking about that, Virgin Galactic, that's going to be merging through its SPAC, VACQ, which, by the way, the SPACs are also delayed by warrant changes by the regulatory people that basically said warrants have been put on the balance sheet as assets when really they're liabilities. So that's also delayed a lot of these SPACs from merging as well. But not Virgin Galactic, but Rocket Labs is moving along nicely, and considering it's got a vertically integrated business model to not only do late stage but from bottom up, and their rockets don't self-land, but they do catch them, and they have made them a lot more reusable and sufficient. But Rocket Labs recently announced that they were awarded a contract to design twin spacecrafts for Mars. They're going to be part of some of the Mars missions. I think they're already part of some of the lunar missions. Rocket Lab welcomes 2 new independent board members, and the Federal Aviation Administration approves Rocket Labs to resume launches. A lot of these guys have been getting investigated recently, probably something else Elon Musk has been hinting toward. Now, the space industry is fascinating. It's going to be rather volatile against all of these companies, but the reason they continue to do so well and continue to be volatile is they are the only few. This is a very niche game, which is why these companies tend to be extremely valued. And for as long as there's not a lot of competitors out there in the pure space play way, I think they're going to do well, guys, because it's just a fascinating place that's going to get all the attention. One of the companies that I own, called Lockheed Martin, has about 30% of its business based on a lot of the space infrastructure, including even putting the rover on Mars with some of the heat shields and stuff like that. So I love this company. If you want a little more security, get involved in a lot of the rocket and space industry, you get a dividend yield. I'm up pretty substantially on this one at this point because we were buying it down in the dips for like the 330 range. Yeah, up about 10-15%. But at this point, guys, I want to pass the question off to you. What do you think about the billionaire space race in that comment section below? And what do you think about all these stocks? Where do you think we're going with them? Stay cool, stay awesome. I look forward to catching you tomorrow.